Brothers and sisters, I would like to speak with you of charity, which is the pure love of Christ. Charity is a characteristic, an attribute of God our eternal Father. It is pure love. It is godly love. It is the kind of love that exalted beings have, and it is the kind of love that exalts. It is the love that the saints feel one for another, and that we want all to feel. It is a wonderful blessing that the Lord, because of the restored gospel, is bestowing charity on his saints once again. Why do I say that? That seems a little exclusivist, doesn't it? To say that only saints can have charity. Yes, it is. But why? Why do I say it? I say it because of this verse in the Book of Mormon, Moroni 7, verse 47 and 48. But charity is the pure love of Christ, and it endureth forever. And whoso is found possessed of it at the last day, it shall be well with him. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, pray unto the Father with all the energy of heart, that ye may be filled with his love, which he hath bestowed upon all who are true followers of his Son, Jesus Christ. So, charity, as we've said, is a gift of God, and it's meant to be a permanent gift. It endureth forever. And if we're found possessed of it at the last day, it will be well with us. We'll be saved. If you have charity at the last day, that's a perfect evidence that you are like Christ, that you are like God. Why? God is love. And so if you possess the principles that God possesses, you are like God. And so those who have charity, this is deep doctrine, like God, can become love, beings of love. Love cleaves to love. And those who have charity are attracted spiritually to those who also have charity. They like to be with other people who have charity. That's an inference from section 88 of the Doctrine and Covenants, where the Lord teaches that all things not only bring after their own kind, but attract their own kind. Light cleaves to light, truth to truth, error to error, so forth. And the idea that Mormon puts forward is that we should pray with all the energy of heart. All the energy of heart. We should earnestly desire charity. We should pray to the Father that we may be filled with this love. Filled. So not only have a portion, not understand it, but be filled with it. Have a fullness of it. Unreserved charity. There's nothing bad about charity. It is good. Like faith or hope or obedience to the Lord. These are all pure principles. And so we should seek to be filled with them. And the idea that the Father bestows this upon all who are true followers of his Son. So what's a good evidence that you're truly following Jesus Christ? You have the principles that he possessed and possesses. You're doing his works. You're like him. Are we each individuals? Are we each different? Yes, of course. And nothing will overrule that. However, we are all commanded to seek to become like God, to be perfect as he is. That's the word of the Lord. And so we should remember that even though we're individuals, that we're different, we have different talents and attributes and interests, we're all commanded to seek the same things. Sometimes we hear in the church that the Spirit speaks to each of us in a different way. I don't really like that idea. I don't think it's particularly nuanced or specific. While the Spirit can speak to us or reveal things to us in different ways, He doesn't arbitrarily choose to speak to everyone in a different way. His message is the same for everyone, and His method of communicating that to us is the same. There are different ways that that may be administered. Sometimes a feeling, sometimes a vision to our minds, sometimes a dream in our sleep, sometimes the ministering of angels, whatever. But it's all to the same end, and it all is about the same thing, revealing truth. So the gospel is the same for all of us. There's no individual gospel plan. It's the same plan for everyone, and we should seek the things that God promises to all. And the way we get those things is by conforming to the standards that the Lord has laid out, conforming to His pattern. And so God the Father bestows this charity upon all who are true followers of His Son Jesus Christ. And of course, the implication is that all who seek it. So this is a great lesson to us. We can be charitable, we can have charity, but we have to know the source of charity, where it comes from, and that's God. So if we will follow Christ, be true followers of Christ, and seek the from the Father this pure love, we can find it. And then it can be well with us. Then we can live this life with all the attributes of a charitable person. And verse 45, and charity suffereth long, and is kind, and envieth not, and is not puffed up, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, and rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, if ye have not charity, ye are nothing. For charity never faileth. Wherefore, cleave unto charity. For all, which is the greatest of all, for all things must fail. That sounds to me incredibly appealing. That's the life to which every saint aspires. May we all seek the Father to gain this pure love of Christ. And may we all live as Christ did here, that we might live with Christ in the world to come.